Hello and a great big welcome. It's Deb and Beck here, putting the balance back into relationships.
Yeah, and we wanted to tell you all about our 5-part video series that's coming soon, and it is called How Do I Deal With ... and it's going to be all about emotional situations.
Yeah, as human beings, we get ourselves into those places, don't we? So we're going to be discussing things like phobias and fears, shame and guilt, anger and violence, trauma and grief, all those kinds of places where we trip ourselves up as human beings. And we're going to be making a video about these things and with some helpful things to how to deal with them.
Yeah, and so one of them we'll probably talk about is anxiety and stress. And that for me is quite a personal one because that was definitely one of the areas where I got really, really stuck. I used to live my life every day in this stomach churning anxiety, and my shoulders just sloped constantly with the stress that I was holding on them. And every day I used to travel to work by bus. I actually had to get 3 buses, and it took a long time to get to work. And as the kind of bus journey went on, my stomach just got tighter and tighter and tighter as I went in towards my workplace. And I just spent the day like I always think of that cat on a hot tin roof, you know, just kind of constantly jumping around, not sure what to do next. And I just didn't get anything done. And I lived like this for probably about 18 months all told, and it, for me, sharing kind of what happened and what changed around that anxiety and that stress is extremely helpful, and I can't tell you how much has changed for me. So that will be one of the topics that definitely for me is quite a personal and a heartfelt one.
Yeah, and something that a topic that is very personal for me is guilt and shame. I really royally messed up my life and messed up my children's life around relationships. I got into a terrible, terrible mess, and I was absolutely ashamed of what I had done. I was ashamed of the situation I was in. I was ashamed of the person that I was, and I felt really, really guilty about what I'd put my children through and what was going on day to day in our lives. And I lived like that for years and years and years, just with the weight of the trauma and shame and guilt that I was living under. And like Beck says, this, you know, everything has changed for me now. I see that so differently, and you know, even looking back on what happened, it looks different to me now. So this understanding that we're going to be sharing, this video series that we're going to be making, we're going to be sharing with you what it was that changed those things for us so much. And as I'm sure you can see, they are both very personal subjects for us. So
yeah, and all of the topics we're going to talk about are things that we've had some personal experience in. So if you're interested, if they're topics you're interested in and you'd like to know more, the best way to get hold of those videos is to sign up to our newsletter, and we'll make sure there's links available to how you can do that anywhere you see this video. So go and sign up for the newsletter, and those videos will be coming out very, very soon, and we'd love to have you with us for that video series.
Yeah, and we will be talking further about the videos and having all sorts of discussions and answering your questions in our Facebook group, Dare to Be You with a Purple Heart. So if you're not watching this video in the group, or you're not a part of that group, go along and join in that group so that you get into those discussions and find out more about those videos.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.